Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting evening of 10 Dead Rats. That is us, even though Christian appears to be muted.
No.
That's us!
Yep. There he goes.
Hey!
Yes, this is your somewhat regular injection of Warhammer Fantasy roleplay and old school D&D, all rolled up into one delicious pie filled with unrequited love stories and interactions with the gods.
As it
Your
should
regular old.
You know,
It's like every D&D
most
game.
Warhammer games, really. Yeah, really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's very typical.
Mhm.
So,
Watch our show
For those
if you
of
want
you-
a very typical game of D&D. Very normal. Nothing special about us. It's the
No,
average.
It makes a lot of
It is.
sense.
it is. For those just joining us for the first time tonight, what the hell are you doing? We're almost done.
Yeah.
Hi.
But welcome.
I'm kidding.
Welcome.
Please stay. Please stay. Don't go away.
yeah.
Nah, get out of
We are-
here. I don't want to have to explain everything to him. Just get out. Get.
Don't listen to him. He doesn't watch his own show.
Yeah, this
We
show sucks,
are-
man.
Oh my god.
We are indeed
Wow.
approaching the end of the campaign. So just so everyone knows, in those who've been with us for all this time may remember that our channel does take a break at the end of December. So our goal here is to be wrapped up before then. This show might go all the way until mid-December, but probably not. I'm guessing we're getting pretty close to the end, and that we might hit it sooner than that. So we'll probably do a wrap-up show, maybe a little retrospective, have a little chit chat about how we felt the campaign went. Maybe even talk a little bit about what our plans are for next season, because just because the campaign's ending doesn't mean we're going to stop role-playing together. But we will be doing something new and exciting and unknown to even us. So
That is
Wow.
exciting.
Especially me.
Yeah.
yes. So that's what's going on with the channel and the show for those wondering. Anything else? Anybody got anything else important and pressing that they wish to inform our audience of?
I heard tomorrow's
Nope.
Colleen's birthday.
I heard that
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Everybody wish happy pre-birthday to Colleen.
It's also will be my husband's birthday tomorrow, but he doesn't watch the show, so he'll miss that. Love you.
You know, slightly muted happy birthday to your husband.
Yay.
Also, interestingly, Bruno Feinbottom's birthday tomorrow, but it's
He also doesn't watch the show.
Ironically.
oh,
Wait, really? Is there a stat for that? Is that a joke, or is that something that's supposed to be on my character sheet? I've gone through a lot of games that make you put down your character's birthday lately, so
Oh my god.
that's
Why?
amazing.
What?
That's amazing. I don't know, I feel like I've never seen that. I feel like
Yeah.
I that's new fodder for me to bring to my next role-playing game. And next role-playing
Right.
game I'm in, I'm going to make a character who today is their birthday.
I feel like
That's my
Mine
character
will be
concept.
tomorrow.
Today's my birthday.
I
and you're
encourage
upset
anybody
that everybody
listening
forgot.
to bring that
yes, today
into
was my
Yeah, definitely bring that into also whatever your next session of any game is. Just declare that that day is your character's birthday.
It's my character's birthday today.
I'm sure it'll be fun and
Why
everyone
not?
will like it.
Everyone
Ask
will.
for a present.
It will be a good time. Definitely do it. Ask for lots of presents. Demand cake. Okay. without further ado, let's get going into tonight's exciting adventure.
so cute.
And we're back.
Ooh,
Last week
surprise.
on 10 Dead Rats, the group descended the big stairs found that they in fact had the key to the exciting, frightening door at the bottom. They were yelled at by the ghost of Wolfram. Indigo got his cheek pierced. Everybody remember that
like Hellraiser.
Just like Hellraiser. Yeah. There was, I think, a bit of an encounter with some kind of poltergeisty forge tools there. Discovering that the ghost was susceptible to magic, Mina then spent several rounds talking to it, much to the chagrin of the rest of the party.
Everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mina then attempted some runic magic, which made Indigo quite swole.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Big and
it's
strong.
Temporary rune, I think, etched on in the hilt of Indigo's sword. Maybe that is making him ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
The group then finally descended into the location of the gate or rift into an unknown realm from whence was emerging a demon locked in mortal combat with what appeared to be Sigmar. There was a little tampering with the magics that were going on in the room. The demon emerged. A nasty fight was had, and the group became victorious with the help of their new friend, who is believed to possibly be Sigmar.
Just God himself.
No.
I forgot the first thing we have to do this session is talk to God.
Yeah.
We're sort of
This
a
is just a
Jesus
super
figure. It's hard
normal
to say. Yeah.
In fact, I believe we ended the very session with him turning to you and asking, "Who are you?" But before we get into that, there was some discussion just there before we get going into the game about party ambitions. What's the party ambition currently, everyone? Anyone know?
Kill God. Kill God.
You don't have.
my vote is make Indigo Emperor.
I was what I was going to vote for too. Yes.
Oh, he doesn't want to be emperor though. How can it be a party ambition if we're not all on the same page?
Then it's a conflict, so it's exciting.
My personal ambition will be don't become emperor. Make
Ah,
sure someone else becomes emperor.
mutually exclusive. Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, I guess we should probably have a party ambition that's across the board. Bring the Warhammer back to all.
What about a nice vague get a new emperor? So we're not declaring who the new emperor
Somebody
is.
emperor.
Appoint somebody emperor.
What about
Make sure that we get an emperor.
reunite the
Keep
Sigmarites
the
and
monarchy alive.
the Alricians?
That's good too. Yeah.
Stop
That's a
the
good
Civil War.
Stop the Civil
I
War.
like that,
Okay.
Easy, nice
Wow.
and attainable.
Remember
Yeah.
when our party ambition was like get rid of our
party
boat?
ambition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when it was sell a boat. Yeah.
Yeah, sell a boat. Stop the Civil War.
I mean, I remember when it was complete a drug deal, so we've really elevated.
Oh well, you could tell he was setting those party ambitions.
So find a new emperor, get a new emperor, stop the Civil War. Stop the Civil War is a negative, of course, but
Post a job listing for an emperor.
Honey,
Post on LinkedIn.
Yeah, on a bulletin board.
I
Done.
sent out a bunch of cold call emails. I was just looking at your profile, and I think you'd be a great fit for our new position of emperor.
Do we
You
still
have
care?
5 years experience in Java.
The ambition is gonna be met when Bruno goes and takes the index card and the thumbtack and sticks it to the board and goes, "Wanted, God, Emperor, fly within."
Maybe we can also, yeah, I think it's either that or it's stop make sure the new emperor who is appointed is not a member of a cult. Like one of the
Oh,
cults who wants to
man.
kill us. Stop the cults
How
from
do I-
choosing the next emperor.
I think stopping the Civil War also stops the weird mutant lover people from taking over the
Yeah.
planet.
I feel like the
Okay.
end result of all these is basically equivalent.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's very large.
other
Win
than
the game.
appoint get Indigo Emperor. Yeah, that's right. Complete the session. How about that?
Complete
Ooh.
the session.
Roll one die.
Make it to 10
Yeah.
p.m.
Stop vamping.
That's my personal ambition every day. So,
10 p.m. and I'm still here. Goals accomplished.
see you again next time tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
I like find a new emperor. I don't know. That sounds most fun, but
Okay.
I like finding a new emperor, but okay, sure, let's do it.
No, it's-
deep down,
it's-
most of us are going to want it to be Indigo. So,
I mean, it's slightly vague. It's finding a new emperor. We could put someone terrible in charge. We could put someone good in charge.
that would
There's no moral attachment to who's emperor with that party
Yeah.
ambition.
that fits with our general course of
It's
action.
terrible.
So, yeah.
How about just like leave the empire better than how we found it?
We're like Girl Scouts. Come on. That's
Take only memories,
Hey,
leave only
We keep a
memories.
we keep a cookies out of this.
Okay, what if
Oh,
we
God.
go? What if we go with prevent a war between the Sigmarites and the Ulrichians? That's
Yeah,
more
I think that's the
specific.
strongest one. It's
Okay,
not the
cool.
Civil
Okay.
War.
How
Okay.
Done.
how are we gonna know when we've done that if it's a negative though?
We'll know. They won't.
You want to have a
we actively-
validation plan and measurable deliverables?
You do,
Oh my
yes,
God.
Paul says
exactly.
the game's over and we're good. I think that's
Yeah, I mean, I can
Okay.
write like a spec doc for it, I guess.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
God.
It'll be very necessary. Thank you.
This is the worst
Thank you
session we've
for
ever had. Man.
I'm like poised here with my pencil, ready to write down your goal, and every time I feel like you've landed somewhere, we've taken another
think
left
again.
turn.
I'm typing
My
down
personal
prevent
ambition
a
of-
civil war between the Ulrichians and the Sigmarites. Bam! It's in ink, digital ink.
Max wrote it down.
Oh.
So say we all.
Okay.
It took up
So
more
say
than
we
one
all.
line on my character sheet, which is unfortunate. But
Okay.
all right,
So, you stand in a great underground cavern with a roiling magical rift, the smear on the ground, a blackened scar where once there was a horrific demon. And before you stands a man in golden armor, hoisting a massive warhammer, who's just helped you destroy this horrific demon, and he's turned to you and said, "Who are you?"
are you Sigmar?
I. And who
Wow.
be
Ye! Wow!
ye? Are ye faithful, faithful members of the Empire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
So you're Sigmar? Like,
No, I'm Sigmar Heldenhammer.
yeah, that's the.
Oh, good. We found the right guy.
I am
Wait.
your emperor. He holds forth his hand, which has got bedecked with rings. Holds it
I'll
forth
shake
to
it.
you. you kind of do the awkward, like, take it, like he's clearly holding it out, like for you to kiss the ring, and you kind of like awkwardly take it and shake it, and
I'm
he
Indigo.
seems a little nonplussed. Indigo, there is something familiar about your face.
Yeah, there would be.
But you are a stout warrior. You must be the pride of your tribe.
He's the pride of
Yeah.
this tribe. Yeah.
Yeah, we were all very proud.
Boy,
Definitely
I don't know how to
Are
break
you
it to this guy.
Tutagen?
Oh,
From what province hail you?
Sigmar.
Aye.
Yeah.
Ah,
So you've been
a dwarf. It is
That
always
is
good to
correct.
see our allies, the dwarves, here to fight
Yeah.
back chaos.
so
that's what we want to do.
just a quick
Um,
question: what year is it?
To you.
Not to interrupt your moment, Indigo. Sorry.
We're gonna have to break some big news about Indigo in just 1 second, so maybe we should maybe ease
We
it
just
in.
want to let. Yeah.
Let's-
I'm not clear on what you ask. It is my 57th season.
Okay. That's actually you're actually short by a couple thousand seasons.
Yeah.
I am not. Who is calling who short?
God, you know,
Bruno is
That's a
so
little
short.
yes,
Oh,
the past
oh,
is a
Sorry.
nice past too. It's ridiculous.
So,
Every
He's
year
like,
you
do you-
go.
Do you
That was a little
remember
bit.
when the demon came out of the rift? Anything else magical possibly happening? Your
that
friend
guy?
over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I heard my dwarven ally chanting. He looks about. Where has he gone?
Yeah, so he kind of froze you with the demon for a really long time in an epic battle, and he was using all of his might to do so, and then he died, and we closed that, right, Mina? Like that rift, that thing, that. Okay, and Mina, who's a very powerful wizard, finished his work by wrapping up the rift so that the evil won't come out anymore, and but the dwarves all died, so it's been
Yeah,
a very long
wait.
time.
He looks about.
Whew, this is harder
It has
than Manon
been
cookie
a long
cells.
time. We have been entombed in this place.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
that is my dooming.
What?
Dooming has
Dooming.
come to pass.
Well, the dooming's over now, so it's past, and now we're here.
You can do
Ulrich
whatever.
has delivered me. All
Well, he
hail
delivered
Ulrich.
you. Ulrich. Oh.
Okay.
oh.
So, just so you know,
No. Maybe we want to. Let's start with maybe who Indigo is, and then we'll get into
yeah, let's
modern
start with Indigo.
religious conflicts. Let's start with Indigo. Indigo, do you want to start? You just want to
Yeah,
just to lay it out
Indigo's
here?
dead,
Yeah.
so really,
So-
he's in charge.
So,
Yeah.
Sigmar,
Hmm.
sir,
Yes, Indigo.
you
Speak, doughty
look
warrior.
familiar to you because I am your distant relative.
Ah,
Your
I thought I
very
saw an
great-
Unberogen in your face.
grandnephew.
Ooh, embarrassing.
Like
That
great,
is very strange.
great,
It's been a while.
Great
It's been like a really long time.
grandnephew.
It seems one of us should not be alive for this.
No.
Yeah.
That is,
I
know.
yeah.
Yeah. Why would you say that? Why would
It's
you say
weird that
that?
we're meeting. So this was your
Oh.
dooming?
Oh, aye. When I was but a lad, my dooming was foretold. I went forth into my grandfather's tomb, and there I was trapped. And I thought my dooming was to be encased in earth forever. But I prayed to Ulrich to deliver me, and I promised him that if he would give me the strength, I would prove my worthiness to him, and whatever he willed I should do. And I saw before me a vision of my father's realms, and the many scattered villages, and the many forces of chaos around them. They warred amongst each other, and the greenskins pressed from one side and the beastmen from another, and everywhere there was chaos, and I knew that it was Ulrich's will that I would unite the Empire. I thought it was metaphorical, but perhaps this is it.
On the plus side, the Empire's still around.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are
Sort of, yeah.
some amount of chaos around. Like, there's some. Won't lie.
Sort of a lot of chaos at the moment. Kind of at a peak of the chaos.
So if you wanted to destroy that, that would be cool. You also did you talk to anyone while you were stuck in here? Do you remember that? Maybe telling somebody that they should, giving them a holy mission, nothing like that. Okay.
I don't know what you speak of.
I think we just gotta rip the bandage off here.
Yep.
So Sigmar, it's been thousands of years.
Has it
I
been?
have been entombed for thousands of years?
Yes.
That is most strange.
And
Yeah.
it has been a
Stretches his
strange
arms.
thousands of years.
You all right?
That's
As-
good.
You were a hero, and in those thousands of years, the
An emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have been seen as a
God.
god of sorts.
You're a god. You're a god.
Yeah.
You're a god. You have a religion.
A god?
You're a god.
What?
Indigo's actually Sigmarite. Most of us are, I think.
That sounds of heresy. There are
that
many
has
gods,
been a really long time. So
but I am not one. I
Imagine
am but a
you came
man.
down into this cave, and
Hmm.
you found Ulrich fighting a demon, and then he turned around and asked you, "What's your name, friend?" That would be pretty weird.
That's where we're at right now. Yeah.
that's what was happening.
But I would be honored to fight us alongside Ulrich against the forces of chaos.
We are
We're
extremely
not,
honored.
we're
alongside
honored.
you.
Yeah.
So
And scared, admittedly, but
and
honored.
terrified. Terrified.
It's just, the nature of things. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen if, you were to just walk out of this tomb and be back in the physical world.
But how fares the Empire? Does it stand strong and whole and fold back the forces of chaos on all sides?
No, it's not doing too well because the
Yeah.
last emperor's son was a crazy mutant guy with like lots of wings and leathery tails, and he had tried to stage a coup. And they needed Sigmar's heir.
Demons and mutants have infiltrated the very seat of the Empire?
They have.
Oh, man, boy, that's not
This
even
is
the half of
terrible.
it. Yeah,
It is
Yeah.
terrible.
it is terrible.
And there's a whole plot to come down here and get your hammer because that would prove the next emperor. Otherwise, they'll have to figure out who will be emperor. And there's a huge debacle between the Ulrichians and the Sigmarites, which are the people who think you're a god, and believe you're a god because you've been a god for the last couple of thousand years. And they're having a fight about it right now. And so there's no real emperor, and the people who want like demons and mutants to populate, I'm sure, love this chaos. So we gotta stop
Well, then
them.
I must uphold the oath I took to Ulrich. I must go and reunite the Empire. I must retake the throne.
That
I shall carry forth Gal Miraz into the seat of the Empire and take my rightful place.
Could we
So,
just let's
remember
just
that-
have an Indigo and his men sort of huddle about this real quick, Emperor Sigmar.
Maybe do some stretches, because you've been kind
I
of stuck
shall-
for a while.
I shall pray to Ulrich for guidance.
Great.
That sounds
do
great.
that. Do that.
He goes and he plants Gal Miraz in front of him, and he kneels and he bows his head in prayer.
I'm slightly worried the social situation has changed in the past 2,500 years, and maybe Sigmar wouldn't be the best emperor, but...
I mean, he's Sigmar. What do you mean? You're saying he's gonna be the... He was the first!
Yeah, but like, they were like wild tribesmen back then.
How is he going to prove he's Sigmar?
He's got the hammer.
Yeah.
He's got the hammer.
But he's not a god.
I would just
Maybe
How
he
does
is.
it prove that he's a god? I'm sorry, is there a concept here of God that I'm misunderstanding about the God part?
It's hard to me that I don't really know what a god actually is.
Actually, what a god is actually someone who actually spoke to Indigo. So am I the only person who's like really confused by this?
Who did I talk to?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say compartmentalize on that one.
And what about the visions we had in the pool?
Maybe
What if we
Sigmar
took-
didn't know he was doing it.
That doesn't make
Maybe
any sense.
Sigmar's a god, but he doesn't know he's a god. Maybe part of his soul, is the god,
Sentient?
and this is, the rest of his soul.
Maybe his hammer's the god. I mean, it was made from dwarves. Dwarves did. Okay. What if he looked into the? Okay.
If he comes out and says, "I'm Sigmar," and Ulrich is the only god and everything else is heresy, the Sigmarites are gonna fucking kill him.
That's going to be, you're right. And that would be pretty ironic, that would be amusing. That would be funny.
It would stop the Civil War, but they would kill him.
I think it would jumpstart it.
Sigmarite.
It might create a very different civil war.
It would still be a civil war. Do you think he could pretend to be his own heir? He would vibe with that?
I'm getting the vibe that this guy doesn't know how to lie. Just throwing it out there for an instance, Just in my professional experience. He just...
Yaffy, what's the
What?
other suggestion? We saw him fight the dragon. We're... Okay, if the fear is that the Sigmarites are going to kill him, we're not going to... We're not going to kill...
But we're not
the
exactly
Sigmarites-
the most religious of folk. I mean,
Yeah, what if you really believed in a god, and then you met said god, and God was all like, "Oh no, I'm just a dude with a hammer, who is an emperor, who ye old commons," you'd be like, "What? Get out of here! You're not my god."
What if we carefully extracted him back to Nuln and talked to Wolfram or someone with a little more religiosity about the course of action here,
and say what? Hey, we have Sigmar in the coach.
Well, we're gonna have to take that eventually.
He's right here. You want to?
The guy doesn't seem like he's gonna pretend to be, Fritz Wang over there or whatever. He's gonna call himself Sigmar the whole time.
What would happen if I called the coach, and while we're traveling in the coach, whatever's outside there's all like, "Oh yeah, that guy's 1,000 years late."
Right.
It's like Sigmar Dingo.
Are you suggesting that we jettison Sigmar into the hands of the dead?
Yeah,
we might get a favor out of
we
that.
put him in the coach, and we're just like, Sigmar, look out there. Then bam, one kick in the butt.
Bam.
He's out.
He's where he's supposed to be.
Well, he's somewhere. He might be in hell. I don't know.
That's true.
As everyone loves to point out, I'm the one who saw hell or whatever, and it doesn't super work like that. I don't. They all seem to be doing their own thing. We would have to literally stop the coach and go outside, which would kill us. Well, it would
we
kill
just
me.
give him the boot.
We don't put him in a coffin.
I mean, we also
Sorry.
can't
We go coffin. We're sorry, Sigmar, we're vampires.
What?
Love Calvin.
We're not vampires. Sigmar doesn't even know what a vampire is.
What if we took him to that vision pool with the guy outside. Then he could have a vision, and
That's a good
he could see it
idea.
himself. I don't know.
Like
He's
all
gonna
the visions
see.
he's seen have been like, I should unite the Empire.
Yeah. Well, what is his plan? Does he have a 5-step program on how he's going to unite the Empire? And are we his wonderful counsel that's going to tell him, hey, buddy, by the way, no one dresses like this anymore.
He
Stuff's out of
dresses
style.
He's
fine.
friggin' Sigmar. He can start a fashion. Listen.
And also, everyone thinks you're a god, and they're going to be super upset when they find out you're not.
Wait,
and then he's going to be like,
the
that's
dwarf,
okay,
the
because
dwarf,
I'm not.
The shitty
They should know
dwarf
the
upstairs, he
Yeah.
was here when Sigmar was here. Maybe he can help. He's also super old, somehow.
Yeah, maybe
How
he'll
old do
tell him
dwarfs
not
live?
to do that.
Y'all don't keep track of this? What's the oldest dwarf you know? Well, now I guess that guy.
That guy.
Yeah, right. That's not actually okay. All right. Step one, I think we take Sigmar out and have him look in the vision pool. That's a good idea. Maybe he'll get some direct contact from Ulrich. But unfortunately, maybe Ulrich, some other random dude who's frozen in time in some other shitty temple or whatever, and it's just all random bearded dudes all the way down.
This is a great idea, because otherwise we're going to have to sneak invisibly back out of this temple. We're going to have to pass a dragon with Sigmar. He's not going to go invisible. He's going to want to fight a friggin' dragon. Oh my god.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
There
we
is
are
a
going to have to
dragon.
fight
Oh
that
my
dragon.
god.
And all those
forgot
goblins.
Oh
about
my
that.
god. Oh my god,
Well,
we live here now. This is our
let him fight the dragon while we stand in the hall.
He's
And
not
if-
actually a god.
If it doesn't turn out, then it doesn't turn out. And we get a hammer. And if it turns out that he's defeated dragon, really good for him. I mean, it's
I don't
kind of a
think we can-
win-win for us.
I don't think we can accidentally let Sigmar die. I mean,
It's
he's
not
got to
really
be the best
accidental,
guy
it's
to
kind
help
of
us
planned,
deal with
yeah.
the cults. This dude, literally his only thing, the reason he's a god is because he's great at killing demons.
Wait,
And that's what we
can't,
need right now.
can't
No.
priests
Hey,
of Sigmar do like magic?
Wait.
Like, can't you go up
wait,
to a
wait.
priest and they can like heal your wounds?
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait, guys.
What?
Remember that
Yeah.
time that we were like in that cave and there was a fucking demon there and we were like, well, too much for us, and then we skedaddled? Remember that?
Wasn't that right now? Didn't
hot
that just
dwarf.
happen?
The other
The
time.
hot dwarf.
The hot dwarf.
The giant dwarf.
Dwarf. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. You're right.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we just tell Sigmar that he's got like labors to do or something. We tell him he's got to kill the dragon, and then he's got to clean out
Clean
this
the
cave,
stables.
and that he's got to
We're not his
clean the
boss.
stables.
If anything, he's our boss. He's been our emperor for thousands
Wait,
of
let me-
years.
You
Boy, there
sure
really
we're not
is a
under some
very
kind of weird
political
spell?
system.
This isn't like the top of the pyramid scheme. Like, is this an illusion? Has anyone checked? Just need to
Oh,
wake up.
I can check.
Wake up, Effie.
I'll check. I check.
wait, check what? Can you do that?
No, I have Dispel Magic, so I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
On
Excellent.
who?
What are you casting Dispel Magic on?
Yeah.
Sigmar.
It can be on Sigmar himself. Excellent.
No, wait. No, cast it on me. Cast it on me.
Not the hammer. Not on the hammer.
Right. Cast it on me, because if we're enchanted, then we'll be, if this is all an illusion, we're the ones who are under the effect of it, right?
Is that how that works?
I don't
I don't know
know.
how any of this works.
I've got the
I mean, I
wand of
don't think-
fireball, so I can wave that around.
Have
If
a
that's
panic
helpful.
attack.
I touched him.
Well,
I touched the
Well,
guy. I
it's
don't
totally
think he's an
cool.
illusion.
What if he stole someone
He could
else's
be on
face?
yourself. Maybe he
Oh,
forgot about
man.
something. Maybe he's one of those mimics. Oh my god, that's such a good point. We literally
My
met
guy's-
mimics. I'm gonna cast.
what? One of those?
Cast-
What? That thing's been stuck here the whole time. No. Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's just we're just contemplating how to accidentally off God. It's no problem. It's nothing to freak out about.
Look, maybe I'll cast Dispel Magic on him, and there's like a really minor spell that made him forget that he's God, and I'll cast it on him, and then he'll be like, alright, I'm God, and then he'll just go off to the celestial heaven or whatever we believe, and then
Whatever we happen to believe in. Oh man.
I mean,
Hey,
not.
yeah.
I do think the Grand Theogenist would probably be a good person to talk to about this.
okay. Well, let's
Look, I do feel like
Let's
the
get out of
first
this.
problem we have to address is the dragon.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Should we call God himself back over here?
Oh, look,
Yeah,
he's
let's
doing
involve God
lunges.
himself.
That's those hamstrings.
he's doing some squats.
He's really
flexing
in
it out. Yeah. Doing a bunch of push-ups. Hey, Emperor Sigmar.
You see Sigmar, kind of his brow furrows a bit. He mutters a few more words under his breath, and then he turns and pivots and stands upright before you. Again, you're taken. This guy is really quite a big man, and he's wearing huge golden armor, carrying this massive warhammer. He rests on the ground and kind of leans his arm against the top, and he says, "Yes,
damn,
I have prayed for guidance from Ulrich. I think it is time for us to return to the seat of the Empire. Stands it still in Reichland?"
It does.
Yeah.
Good.
We do have a couple of difficulties along the way. First being that just up these stairs here, there's actually a gigantic dragon.
Yeah, we
Indeed.
snuck past it. So if
Yeah.
you want to sneak past it, that could be cool.
You look like a good sneaker.
He looks loud. He looks pretty loud with what he's wearing.
Take it off.
So there's a dragon and then a bunch of goblins. We sort of,
Greenskins here?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
I told you the dwarves died. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
It's very
most
sad.
depressing.
Past that, there's a vision pool.
You're-
and we
you're
thought
telling
But
me.
one of you is a powerful wizard, yes?
Oh, shit.
One of us is a wizard.
Can you not simply transport us through your magics?
Oh yeah, Mina.
Back to the
Can you not
Empire.
simply
You
do
know
that?
what? So it's actually really funny. I didn't write down the magically transfer people to places spell today. I do have being invisible. So
Well, I mean, there's the other option.
If only I had
we could
brought
also
the crown of sorcery with me. Alas,
What?
his eyes.
the what? Sorry. No. I'm sorry. The what?
The crown of sorcery, which I plucked from Nagash, Lord of the Dead's own skull.
Okay, let's not use the
Wow.
carriage.
That sounds cool. Where is that now?
Well, it is hidden in my treasury, of course.
Wait, where's your
Oh.
treasury? Because we could totally access that. So that'd be cool.
Well, yeah. Well,
You sure?
you said you cannot use your magics to return us to the seat of the Empire, so it
Yeah,
is the same
Mina.
problem. Either way,
Well,
we shall just
if
walk
it's in the-
then, and we shall walk past
Where
this
would it-
dragon. And if it interferes with us, I will smite it.
Okay.
I would love to see that, honestly.
Yeah, if you want to go in front, that'd be cool.
Well, of course, we'll watch the. Sigmar as the Emperor will lead from the front, and we will walk behind, keeping an eye on the rear. And then, if anyone wants to put a little wager on who's going to win between the dragon and Sigmar,
Sigmar.
I think that's going to be a doozy.
Let's-
You're on Sigmar. All right, yeah.
I got 20 gold on Sigmar.
Let me go on Sigmar. I'll take that. All right, Sigmar. I mean, Emperor Sigmar, after you.
Very good.
Whew.
He spins
Okay.
and he starts stalking back out the way that you came, very purposefully back towards the door that you
He
unlocked,
knows where he's going.
and
So-
starts stomping up the stairs.
Okay, but I do want to see
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, I
I'll
do really
follow
want to
him.
see this. Yeah, yep.
You follow him up the stairs. He leads all the way up to the top. He pushes open the huge double doors that lead into the large cavern or large chamber with the sunken-in ceiling where the massive dragon lied under heaps of rock. The rocks and boulders shift, gravel falls. The huge eye opens. The head reels up in front of Sigmar. Sigmar holds forth his Galmaraz, and he shouts, "Servant of Chaos, begone or feel the wrath of Sigmar Heldenhammer!" And the hammer itself shines with an incredibly bright light. The dragon shrieks and screams, and rocks fall from the ceiling. The gap in the roof widens. Bits of dirt and gravel hit. You feel like a shaking in the very earth as the creature tries to lunge at Sigmar, but seems to be pressed back as this blast of light erupts in it between the hammer and it, and it just shrieks loudly and beats its wings and flies up through the hole in the ceiling.
No.
Holy shit.
Well, that seems pretty godlike.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah, but
I
now
hand
it's
Mina
free.
20 gold.
Thank you. I pocket it without even looking. Full stare.
Fair is fair.
There was
Dang.
treasure in this
Sigmar
room, right?
looks up through this hole now, which sunlight streams down from. Looks over to you, Indigo, and he says, "Have you a rope?"
I start going through my bag.
I think I got one.
Some of us, one of us does, right? Right, Bruno?
Yeah.
Rope?
Bruno has
I actually
nothing.
lost
He
all my
of his
worldly
things, but
possessions. Yeah.
I do have one. I do have a rope.
Great. Awesome.
So I hand
Rope?
Indigo a rope to hand to Sigmar.
Was the dragon sitting on some giant pile of treasure or
Gold?
something?
Yeah. Thank you. Bruno.
Rock, actually, it looked like just rubble and debris.
Terrible dragon.
What is
Mina,
this?
you hand Sigmar a rope?
No, I hand Indigo a rope.
Indigo hands Sigmar a rope. He takes it. He kind of unfurls it, takes the end, ties the end to his belt, and then just starts climbing the rock.
What?
Starts working his way up, the rope dangling from his belt.
We were not qualified for this mission.
Crazy.
God damn. Are you sure this guy isn't a god? I'm pretty sure he's a god now. I'm going to worship him. He did more than any other god I've ever come across.
I feel like he could maybe just, unite whoever.
Yeah, right? I feel like this might not be as big of a problem as I thought. Yeffy, what would happen if you drank Sigmar's blood? Not that you would do, not that. What would happen if
Listen,
one
I already
obtained...
thought about it. I did. Of course I did. And I think maybe it might burn. So I'm just going to abstain.
Okay. I'm going to keep an eye out in case he cuts himself on a rock here or something. But,
That's good. Yeah, do that.
So,
check it out.
You see him climb expertly up the rough rock wall up through the hole. He disappears for a moment. The rope still dangling from the hole in the ceiling down into the chamber that you're in. And then you see his face peek back over the ledge. And he says, "Come, Indigo! Climb!"
Get up there.
Yeah, Indigo. Climb.
Start climbing, I guess.
I'm sorry
gave
to
you that
say,
straight
but it's
leg.
true. Men these days just aren't as good as they used to be. I didn't think that would be the case. But
3 feet taller than me, and is a god.
no, he said he's not a god. He said he's a normal guy. Climb the rope, Indigo. Let's see it.
We believe in you.
He's not 3 feet taller than you, Indigo. He is very tall, but not out of the bounds of a height of just a very tall man.
Man.
I'll start.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You climb up the rope, Indigo, pulling yourself hand over hand, using your feet to press against the walls where you can. Occasionally, bits of rock or rubble scatter to the ground, but you eventually find yourself towards the top of the rope, and you see Sigmar reach out his hand. You realize he's holding the rope in one hand, and he reaches out his other hand to you.
I'll grab it. Indigo's mouth has been open just for the past hour. Just
he kind of hauls you up. Now, Indigo, remember that also you're magically strong,
right?
So the climb wasn't actually that difficult for you, but he hauls you up. He claps you on the shoulder. Ah, you are a good doughty warrior, Indigo.
Thank you.
The Empire is lucky to have such warriors as you. Come now, servants of Indigo, climb the rope.
Or co-workers, but yeah. Mina's the next tallest, so she should go next.
Agreed.
I'm trying to see if I can use a spell to do anything. Great.
Oh yeah, do you want to, talk to the dead some more?
All right.
He sees you kind of delaying, and he says, "Well, tie the rope about your waist, and we shall haul you up."
Oh, that sounds better. Let's do that. Okay. Sorry.
Do you guys think you can haul all three of us up at the same time? Because that would be cool.
Please don't
I think
drop
they can do it. Let's tie all of us onto it. I think they can do it.
All right.
Excellent. The three of you gather around, fix the rope to yourselves. You're all kind of in a huddle. And Indigo and Sigmar haul you up fairly easily between the two of them. Fairly easily. Haul the three of you up.
Sorry, Sigmar, but the Indigo's been like a good jest.
Honestly, the trip in here was much harder than the trip down. So I'm just happy that this was...
I would have fallen several times. So, not really a jest so much as
Mina's a powerful wizard, so she doesn't need to be able to cry.
Yeah.
Where are we, actually?
He just chuckles at that, Indigo. As I enjoy a good laugh. You find all of you. It appears to be midday, and you are standing on the side of a mountain. You can see you're above the tree line. There, it is cold and windy. There's it's just this big hole in the rock below you. You feel like you're near where you met where you found that cave with the strange dwarf in it, where you started this, but not totally sure where that is. If you scan about, you might be able to spot it.
Do we want to bring Sigmar back? Okay, yeah.
Indigo, give me an intelligence test, please.
Sure.
Actually, go
and my
use the little half
tracking skill. Can I add my tracking skill?
You're not really tracking anything. You're just looking across the landscape for
19.
Okay. You think that you think that possibly the cave is sort of a little bit clockwise around the side of the mountain that you're standing on here. That if you traveled a bit to the southwest, that hopefully you would find it. Because this looks a little familiar, but not totally. You didn't spend a lot of time staring at the mountains.
Okay.
But just from the position of the sun, you think you might be a little northeast of there.
Okay. I will gesture in that direction. And I'll say, let's climb down the mountain around here. We had another dwarf that we met that I think might be interested in speaking to you, Sigmar.
Well, let us go then.
I'll head in that direction.
Okay.
Yep. We follow.
But this has been the fastest path. I'm confused. Were we gonna fight? Was the dragon gone now? If he's like just looking up at the sky, just
looking for the dragon.
I'll be honest. I kind of thought that Sigmar was gonna like lash us to the dragon and use us to fly back to Waldorf. So this is much better.
That would have been pretty rad.
It felt possible. Everything felt possible now.
You spend a few hours trekking through the wilderness. You find yourselves frequently having to hasten your steps to catch up to Sigmar, who leads a good, strong pace and shows little sign of slacking. But doesn't seem to he looks around and he seems like doesn't quite know where he is. Nothing looks very familiar to him, and he keeps looking to Indigo to point the direction. Indigo. Oh, that's an exciting noise. What was that?
Sorry, that was my doorbell.
Sigmar.
That is a
Lots of
horrific
exciting noises from. It's pretty horrible. Yeah, lots of exciting noises from my end tonight. Oh my god! And there it goes again. Yeah. Enjoy that.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
As the sun is starting to set, you see the signs of the cave before you.
Great.
Great.
Does this look familiar to you, Sigmar? This cave?
Perhaps. I'm not certain. It seems familiar and yet not. I cannot place it.
Incidentally, what were you going to do if you hadn't gotten frozen stuck fighting that demon?
What was it? I was going to slay the demon. What do you mean?
Oh, I see. But after that, were you going to go back to the Empire to keep ruling, or?
No, I was going to stay with the dwarves.
Okay.
yeah.
You say they're all gone now.
Well, from this
Well, there are
place.
some things, right.
Not all.
I mean, there's still more other dwarves elsewhere. Yeah.
Here's
That
one.
is
Kinda.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, they're still dwarves. Just these dwarves pretty much got eaten or pushed out or killed or whatever by whatever, and
It is not
they
the
were pretty
vision
cool.
I had for my golden years. I'm quite an old man. I thought to live out the remainder of my days with the dwarves around me.
You look great. I mean,
You could still do that. Nothing's stopping you from doing that.
you could still do that.
But they are not there.
there's other
There's other
dwarves.
dwarves.
I mean, there's other dwarves.
Yeah,
Where
I
were
mean,
the
you know,
other
now-
cities?
Let's go meet this one dwarf who might remember you.
Good,
Yeah.
good. I look forward to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Imagine meeting Julius Caesar and having to explain all of human history from like when he died to now.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Julius. You really can't run for president.
I mean, and technically, I'm sure there's some dwarves who, have ancestors from this spot and they probably want to come back. So, there's always that option. You could do a whole,
That's a good
come out,
point.
check out your summer home, they'll kill all the goblins and get those guys out of there. And then we can use our
Yeah.
forges again. And hopefully no one does any weird dark magic to make a weapon that they shouldn't be making. Yeah.
Does that seem possible? Seem likely?
So Indigo,
Yeah.
you're in the lead. What are you doing exactly?
I'm gonna head to Audrey's cave and find it.
Okay, you stand at the precipice of the cave.
Oh,
Go in the cave.
yeah, I'll step in.
Okay.
Is there still that force?
It does still feel like there's something. You feel like you're stepping through some thicker air or some resistance of some kind, but it is not as jarring as it was the first time. It's not. You don't have to make any kind of check. You push in, and you can see the cave before you. I'm gonna see if I still have the map of that cave here. I think I do. Should have it. There it is.
Oh man.
One time in, I
Sigmar's
will
been
shout.
kind of geopolitical disaster, isn't he? Oh, man.
I'll shout for Yadri once I walk in.
You stand at the entrance to the cave. You just stand there at the doorway and shout.
Well, I'll walk in.
You walk down the steps into the main entrance. You stand next to the pool.
Yeah. Yadri? We're back.
You brought a friend. Also, we have some comments about your map.
What if Audrey was a ghost?
There's no answer, Indigo.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what if he was a ghost? Is this what a ghost is? I got it all wrong this whole time.
No, we were pretending to be ghosts. That can't be a real ghost, too. That would be unexpected.
We've met ghosts.
I'll walk back to the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. The fire's still there. It still burns.
Are we
Feel
all
magic.
going in, or
Do
is
you
Indigo
gaze
going
into it, Indigo?
Sure, I'll gaze into the fire.
Still
magical?
Nothing happens. It looks like a normal fire.
Oh,
Are we following Indigo, or are we waiting on it?
We should bring
Tell me,
Sigmar
what do
in.
you do?
Yeah, let's bring Sigmar in.
Hey Sigmar, you gotta go see this fire in here. It shows you weird stuff. And there's
The
rations.
three of you plus Sigmar enter in. You see the pool and the boxes. You all feel that little bit of difference in air pressure or something that kind of presses a little bit as you come in. You see the fire back of the cave, and Sigmar nods his head thoughtfully. He's, good. A good day's travel, and this is a fine place to sleep the night. He walks over to the fire and sits cross-legged in front of it, holds out his hands to warm them.
Yo, where's the dwarf?
I don't
he's
know.
not here.
Yadri.
I want to go over to that rubble where he first appeared from, and he crawled out of a ledge, right? I want to look up.
Yeah, there was a high up ledge up there. You're gonna climb up there, Indigo?
Yeah.
Okay. You climb up the rocks to the ledge where you saw Yadri, and just peeking over the ledge, you see a small space, and there's just a little pile of bones there.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Shit.
He was a ghost. Damn it.
Right? They don't drink blood. They just walk around and tell you creepy stuff.
Man.
Man, the whole time.
Just,
Wait! What's this? What's the wheel of cheese I've been eating? Is this
It's also a ghost.
wheel of cheese? Is this how is the cheese still there? Is it in my bag?
Did you
cave
put it in
ripened
your bag previously,
I did.
Bruno?
I was taking it with me.
You held on to it? Yeah. You pull out the wheel of cheese, and it still seems solid.
Oh,
Seems.
at least.
Cave ripened 1,000-year-old cheese. Delicious.
Oh, I offered some cheese to Sigmar. He's probably super hungry. He's been frozen in stasis for 1,000 days.
He takes some. Thank you.
Great.
Normally, I'd cook you, a famous halfling meal, but I'm afraid that the food might all be ghosts. So, you're not a ghost, right, Sigmar? You're definitely not.
Of course not.
Of course not. Right. Of course not. Okay.
What is your name?
Oh, Doctor. Of course. Oh man, forgot to even be self-effacing. Dr. Bruno Finebottom, former pseudo doctor to the Emperor. So, have had high-level political medical experience. So, if you're feeling any twinges or pains or you need a haircut,
Stares kind of confusedly at you as you say all those things. He says, Dr. Feinbottom.
Yeah. Right.
Well met, Doctor. He claps you on the shoulder.
I see. It's kind of right. You didn't have. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is good, actually. This is better than normal. So, yep. Okay, so this is fine. The dwarf was a ghost, and,
I don't want to always be offering this suggestion every time we come across somebody who's no longer living. Do we have any questions for him?
Oh, unfortunately, yes, I do have questions.
Oh, but wasn't the last time you tried to do something like that in here, it was weird?
Yes. Yeah, it was weird. But the magic seemed to be gone from here.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well,
maybe he was tied into the spell that I broke.
Sigmar would probably not be happy if you did necromancy right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's generally
Sigmar?
pretty chaos.
Hey, Sigmar?
Yes,
sir.
Wizard. He looks at you.
Nina.
Wizard Nina.
That's what they called me. What are the what's magic like in your time? Do you have necromancy? Do you hate it? Is it evil? Do you have evil magic? Or is it all good?
Well, yes. I mean, there was the great and foul necromancer Nagash, for whom I destroyed and took forth the crown of sorcery.
Yeah, terrible guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, so totally. Okay, so we hate necromancy. That's good. That's good to know because we also hate that.
Oh yes, so it is quite evil.
We do. Oh right. Yes, we all hate that.
Yeah, we all hate it so much.
Incidentally, did you just while we're firing questions off? Did you have vampires?
What? Hey, Bruno. You know what? I forgot. I'm feeling it now. I kind of fell a bit with that demon. Yeah, at that point he did something.
Oh, you're hurt.
Yeah.
And I am, yes, a healer, so I would go. We'll just go into privacy to protect your rights of privacy. Yeah. So we're just gonna scooch back behind those boxes there.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
Cool.
Okay, let's do that right now. Yep.
Sigmar seems to be making himself comfortable by the side of the fire, regardless. He's getting ready to go to sleep.
I appreciate it if you don't get me killed. That'd be great.
What? Well, that's I was trying. Oh, you need some more Bloody Mary mix.
That sounds lovely. That in a while. That sounds nice. I do have a big gash on my hip. Ow.
Oh, you do actually have that. Okay, well, I guess I'll take a look at that.
I do.
You're all at it.
Yeah.
Do you give her a vial of your blood, Bruno?
I think I'm actually out of vials, so we might have to go straight from the tap here. Let me just whip up another mixture. Let me just whip that up and pull out my giant syringe. Yep. There we go. Just whipped up a new batch. And I'm feeling like I could use some cheese and crackers. Yep.
You draw forth some of your own blood, put it in a
oh my god,
into a vial, and hand it to Yeffy.
Great, and I'll also try to stitch up your wounds there.
Yeffy, just drinking the blood from the vial heals you 3 wounds.
Ooh.
Oh, great! Because I did not succeed at healing you any wounds, so.
Oh, great.
Well, yeah, Joan is.
What did you roll, Bruno?
I rolled well, I guess total would be a 10. 10.
Okay. Yeah, you find that Yeffy's drinking the vial of blood, and you get out your sutures, and you go to stitch close a wound, and as you try to do so, the wound is closing right before your eyes, as if by magic. And
still counts as medicine.
through with the needle, and the hole that the needle makes immediately closes around the needle, and you have to like pull it out before the wound just magically heals before your very eyes.
I'm a great doctor.
I feel much better. I feel like better. I could still use a little more.
Look, you're gonna have to wait like 2 hours for me to get the ingredients again.
We sleep in here?
It seems like it.
Think
it seems
so.
like
okay.
Just next to God.
Wow.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
Sigmar,
Yes.
I have to ask, would you visit the dwarf?
What? Sorry, I could not hear you. Speak again.
Would you rather visit the dwarf? There are other dwarven cities.
I ultimately I should like to visit the dwarves, but we must reunite the empire if it is in such terrible state. It is being led by demons and mutants. I remember when Reichdorf was beset by an army of the dead, and I called forth the warriors of the town to fight them off. I'm sure we can do it again.
Oh, well, the thing is that we were kind of hoping to solve this in a non-murder way, like maybe in a conversation, talking way.
You wish to sue for peace amongst... but demons cannot be reasoned with.
No.
Oh, yeah, but the real big issue we have right now is that there's like this big religious semi-civil war thing, and we were hoping that that they didn't kill each other, and so we were hoping to use diplomacy.
The men of the empire squabble over the proper way to praise the gods.
No,
Essentially,
yeah, essentially. So some of them think you should praise a god one way, and then the other ones think you should praise a different facet of the same god. And they, if one of those people who they think is a god shows up and is like, I think the other, it doesn't seem. Can someone help?
So the empire is also much bigger than you remember. It has grown to be quite
it has grown.
And
that
powerful.
Is good to hear. Excellent.
The Middenlands, Middenheim is a part of the empire. The entire Reichland, and
good
more territory. So it is not a simple matter of gathering the soldiers and repelling borders. It is we need an emperor who can keep the peace long term.
I see. Yes, of course. I
believe you
I
would be
negotiated
a
truce
emperor.
amongst many of the tribes in my day, and I'm sure that it can be done so again. I mean, we must, of course, drive out by force any vile worshippers of chaos, such as these demons and mutants you speak of. But then the tribes must come together and unite amongst common cause. They must stop warring amongst themselves and come together as brothers.
Yay.
It's not totally wrong.
So, remember how when we were talking earlier, we were like, imagine if you went to a cave and you were in that cave and then Ulrich was there and he was like, I'm not a god, I'm just a guy. And then he went to talk to all the Ulrichians and was like, I'm not a god, you shouldn't worship me. What would they do? Right? They wouldn't react.
That is
good.
No, of course not. If Ulrich were to appear before me, I hope that he would lead me in the hunt, embrace me, and bring me forth and lead me into glory.
Right, but it would just be super duper bad if he was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna be emperor now, but you guys should all worship some other god you guys have never heard of, and everyone who believes in this is wrong, and then people might think that wasn't really Ulrich, maybe? There could be chaos.
I don't understand. Why would Ulrich ask us to worship another?
Exactly. That's
yeah, it would be kind of crazy, right?
It would be preposterous.
Most of the hello, we're back. I might look paler than before, but that's unrelated. The cheese is real. It's just, here's the thing. Most people in the Empire are part of a religion called Sigmar, which is you, and they worship you. Almost everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's flattering. But foolish, is it not?
Well,
I mean,
it's a little
they still
before our time, frankly.
they've been pretty useful in helping people. But they also they used to get along with Ulrichians just fine until recently.
What changed?
Leadership. Thing.
Yeah, someone got murdered, and
For a long time, I'm not really sure I can pinpoint an exact cause.
yeah, there's been a bunch of people saying that the Sigmarites are wrong, and the Ulrichians are wrong, and they all started fighting each other.
But if I were to appear before them and simply say, I am Sigmar Heldenhammer, returned to reunite the Empire, and that we should all praise Ulrich and join together and force chaos out of our lands, surely everyone would see the wisdom in such a thing.
See, a lot of people are going to say, well, that guy's not really Sigmar. He's a liar. The real Sigmar would never say we should worship Ulrich. Even though you would, because you are the real Sigmar.
This is the trouble with the Empire being so vast now. Any who saw you in the flesh would, of course, believe, oh, this is Sigmar, and we must listen to him. He is our emperor. But if you heard news from a land maybe you've never visited that the real Ulrich has appeared and said, do not worship me, worship some other god, it's less believable.
This is why Indigo's in charge.
I love Indigo.
Then we should travel about, is what you're saying. Draw forth those loyal.
That is an option.
But we are actually in the
raise a great army
to being in a civil war. So that's that's why we came here. Actually,
that is a good idea.
We were gonna.
See, back in the day, the chaos was more like chaos warriors and like demons and stuff that you could fight and kill with the hammer. They sort of switched their tactics, and they're more, sneaky, making secret cults and stuff where they, infiltrate positions of power and lie to people and try to turn people against each other. So it's a lot harder to, root them out.
There's a lot of rumors.
We could be like a task force. We could be rooting out the cult's task force.
I don't know. I'm coming back around on the maybe Sigmar should be emperor again. He seems like he's kind of got his head on his shoulders, Yeah.
Pretty good job. And honestly, who are we to decide who the emperor should be? I think Indigo would do a really good job, but maybe friggin' Sigmar will do okay.
Indigo would do a great job. We see evidence of that constantly.
I know. Listen, not my book.
What if we maybe someone like our Ulrich and the Grand Theogenist could get the word out in a way that people would believe?
Huh.
How are we going to get access
then we wouldn't.
Just be like,
Well,
hey,
I met Ulrich once.
Oh,
I know
it's
this
adorable.
Ulrich. He's the high priest of the Church of Ulrich, yes?
Yes.
Correct.
Usually,
He's
yeah.
different.
Excellent. Yes, well, this is wise. Let let us bring forth. Yes, I suppose it could not be the our Ulrich I remember. But let us bring forth those leaders of men, and yes, we can get the high priest of Ulrich, and perhaps those of Tal and Rhea and Moore and Mamidia, and
those are
have
still
them all
around.
come forth. And
we should totally
yes,
that.
and have all the leaders of men and dwarves and elves as well, and show them and convince them that I am truly Sigmar returned to lead them in their fight against chaos.
Oh, how about this? What if you just were like a little bit quiet on the end of it? Like, I think the beginning part, I'm Sigmar, come again to lead you out of chaos. Excellent. No notes. But then the second part where you're like, and also I'm just a dude and you should worship all Ulrich, maybe you could Ulrich, you could just wait on that. Just wait until everyone believes you about being Sigmar. Just do it first.
That's true. Yeah. You know, not say you are a god, but don't say you're not a god.
Right.
Don't
just
bring
say
the topic up.
Yeah. Just let the chips fall, you know?
Well, they have to believe he's Sigmar. He's got the hammer. We saw the hammer. It did the thing with the dragon. That was cool.
We saw him climb a wall, and it was Sigmar.
That was pretty good too. That was a good climb. Yeah,
it was a great climb.
The ways of the gods are mysterious, and I agree that perhaps we should not attempt to explain them. We should simply state the facts that I am Sigmar and have returned to unite the Empire.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Oh, that's going to be great.
Excellent.
I'm so excited to roll back into town with Sigmar. If some guy named Frank comes up to us, just whack him with the hammer. Just one. Yeah, that will also be super helpful. It probably won't come up.
I'm sure it won't come up. Let's go.
Very well.
Do you want to call the carriage?
We are not taking pictures.
Okay, I'll go to sleep then. Fine.
Oh, man.
Excellent. So having laid your plans, you get out your...
Remember how far away we are?
That's right.
Oh, man.
And you make camp here in the cave, and the fire continues to burn and keeps you warm for the night, and it's a relatively comfortable place to stay. And there's plenty of supplies here. You find the boxes are full of various food stuffs, fairly portable stuff. You feel
That's suspicious.
You're well supplied for a long journey if you need to.
Oh, I hate walking that far, though.
It's a long way to walk.
It's just I don't think Sigmar's going to be cool with laying in a coffin.
Right, we did walk to this cave. That's true. That took, 2 days? However, how did we get to the town we started at, Mina?
We will take horses from the town.
Oh, man, we're just going to have to ride through
Do you remember where we are?
God.
We're on the edge of the world.
We're not going to freaking take Sigmar through a freaking...
Do you see where
How'd you get this caravan? Where are we? How evil
that
is you
man?
guys? Are you a vampire? Come on!
That man walks as fast as an elk. Okay, he can walk. It's fine. He'll get there in 3 days. It'll take us 2 months.
The guy's been frozen for 2,500. We'll just tell him that everybody's got this kind of carriage technology now.
Fine. We won't take
believe that after riding in it.
We'll tell him that's just how it is. Things are crazy now.
Actually, remember how he said he defeated a necromancer and stole their crown of sorcery? We defeated an evil chaos demon, and we stole their caravan, which is almost
Hopefully
true.
Orlok doesn't show up accidentally or anything.
And if he shows up accidentally, we go, "Who is this? An evil vampire?" And we run.
How can we set up situations where Sigmar has to kill all our enemies? How do we... Let's roll through and try to knock out a couple of loose ends here.
Yeah, I really would like to swing by Frank My frog's
Yes.
house.
Yeah, no, Sigmar, this is the guy. Yeah.
We fine. We don't take the carriage. I'm just saying you should probably come up with some other kind of form of transportation. We do not have enough food rations to get us all the way from the edge of the world back to Reichland, which is not where we started with the carriage in the first place.
Well, so we could go back to Delbers or whatever little town we were in before, and maybe, have a practice run at telling people this is Sigmar.
It might
I feel like I need to
see how that goes.
Like I need to see a map of exactly where we are compared to somewhere we're going.
Let's wait. I thought I had that.
Okay.
Very far away.
Right there.
We're so friggin' far away.
And we're trying to get all the way up
Why do I have to
there.
get in the coffin? Oh, man.
Yeah,
So
let's
you-
please get in this coffin. Oh God. You know what's
Looking
gonna
at
happen
this
is we're
map that I've placed up here, you recall that the last, if you can see the Blackfire Pass there, close to the World's Edge Mountains, yes, that you remember being in the sleepy town of Hoxleben briefly.
Oh, man.
And that you
that's
had
really gonna
come
be a trip for them.
down to Hoxleben from Nuln.
That's Altdorf. Where is
I also
Nolan?
think easing
Nolan's in the middle.
Sigmar into modern cities
I
might be better
That's
than
a good point,
jumping him right
too.
to the capital of everything.
We could take him to Nuln, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
too-
that goes.
We slow travel to Null, I think, at the least. And then we
Slow
can decide if we
travel?
want to take the
Yeah, and
carriage
then
from Null
Then we
to
fast travel to the
Ulster.
Okay.
I think this is a good idea. I'm into it.
Yeffy,
Now,
But,
are you okay with
you
this?
actually, what? Blowing the whistle?
Going slow? No.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Oh. Okay, secondary
just,
concern is,
Yeah.
Bruno, will you die if you have to be the only one feeding Yeffy for the next, 3 months?
speaking of which, hang on a second. I gotta go whip up some more Bloody Marys. It's a secret recipe, so nobody's allowed to look. I've got the supplies over here in the boxes. Okay. I got one of those balls to pump to push the blood. All right, got some more.
Whew!
Yeffy, you
Yeah.
think you're gonna kill Bruno?
No, I feel good.
I would never kill Bruno.
Making Bloody Marys is easy.
What? Why would you think I'd kill Bruno?
No,
I'm
that's
gonna-
the
let's
reason.
think
I'm gonna
about it.
I'm gonna take a nap in the backpack for the first leg of this walk, though. If
Mm.
Not
nobody
mine.
minds
You messed up my
Indigo.
backpack last time. I'll never
Indigo's
forget
got super strength. What did I do to your backpack last time?
Oh, my
that.
God.
You left your friggin' monster terrarium in there.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Monster
Yep. I
Terrarium.
do.
Never forget.
Incidentally, I do actually have a demon in a vial. We shouldn't show that to Sigmar either.
No,
Hey, how
you
is
keep
that guy
in
doing?
his backpack.
Is the little demon in the vial still alive? Is it bouncing around the vial, or
It looks just like a vial of black sludge.
oh, it melted?
Gross.
Funny. Well, hang on to that.
All right, so, where we
So
going?
is your? I'm sorry, I'm trying to collect. What is your plan then from this point to hike down the remains of Blackfire Pass to Hoxleben, and from there get some kind of normal transportation up the river towards Nuln?
That seems like the plan, right?
I think so.
By the time we get back there, the whole Civil War will be over.
All right, you begin your journey. You are well stocked with supplies, thanks to all the supplies here in this cave. You journey along Blackfire Pass, back down from the mountains towards the river that leads to Hoxleben. You see evidence in your journeys of where there was once a large camp of goblins, though they seem to have moved along.
Oh man, you don't
Wanna
say.
show up so that
Not here as you pass through.
enemies as well.
I was hoping for a snack.
Oh God.
Nope, we got plenty of snacks. Let me just get back down in the bag here. I got some way down in the bottom. Yep,
Continue.
Continue.
It takes many days of travel, which you spend in awkward conversations with Sigmar.
Yes,
and eventually
we try to explain as much as we understand about the world, which is probably quite little.
We probably confuse him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably worse than not explaining.
Eventually, coming down the river, you see the sleepy little village of Hoxleben, which recalls a very small village. It's only got 2 stone buildings in it, one being a tavern and the other being a temple of Sigmar.
Great.
That's
well,
right.
This is going to be a vacation destination because it's going to be the place that Sigmar came back to.
Yep, that's true. That's true. They're about to get. Oh man. So Sigmar, I'm going to point that out to him. Sigmar.
Yes.
So you see, this town only has 2 buildings. That one's the inn. I think you had inns, right? Or taverns.
Oh, yes.
Public houses. Okay, great. And the other one is a temple to you. So, on the priority list of this town, which only had the resources to make 2 buildings.
Paul is making every time a roll that's like, does Sigmar lose his fucking mind? And we are just making him roll those dice as much as possible of the Sigmar crack and go full like evil Superman on us.
Sigmar
It
definitely
sounds grand.
seems a little confused by the notion, and he shakes his head. But he says, "Oh, well, what shall I stride forth boldly and proclaim that I have returned, or shall we quietly pass through and make my presence not known until we are amongst the leaders of men?"
Oh, probably that one, actually.
But we did want to test. Oh man, I don't know.
Why don't we test
What
on
say you, my counsel?
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh, set for life. No matter what happens now. What I don't know. What do you think, Indigo?
Yeah, what do you
This
think?
could be like the test, right? If they believe him, then this is going to work.
And if they don't
Yeah.
believe him?
Let's visit the Temple of Sigmar and talk to the local priest here first. And
Great
that is
idea.
our
That's a
test.
good idea. Okay, great.
Great idea. Smart.
So maybe Sigmar could put on, my big hat.
I don't think anybody's going to
and
recognize it.
No. He's not putting on
I
a
don't
hat.
think we need to do that.
he's really, really tall. And okay, all right, let's do it. Let's go to the temple.
Okay.
Okay, so you stride forth boldly to the temple. Sigmar, resplendent in golden armor,
Yeah, right. I'm
holding aloft Galmaraz,
Yo, what's up?
It's a
stride
test,
forth
you know.
Oh
Into-
God!
into the middle of Hoxleben, and as he walks through the town, people just stand agape as he walks through town and enters the temple. And you can see as you enter the temple, there's a couple of priests and a few parishioners there. They seem to be in the midst of prayer. The door swings open, and Sigmar walks in, silhouetted by the setting sun,
Christ.
rays of light shining behind him, holding nobly forth the mighty Warhammer. And everyone in the temple
These people are going
turns.
to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Everyone in the temple turns to look at him, and he says, "I, Sigmar Heldenhammer, have returned to unite the Empire." And there's gasps, and the priests at the front just drop to their knees. And one of them says, "Praise be Sigmar!" And there's just gasps and
This
bowing.
is going great.
What is
Sigmar
reaction
looks
to this?
a little uncomfortable. You can see he seems to be
bet he does.
holding it, holding the pose, and
Okay.
clearly used to some level of adoration, being the emperor. But he seems just a little off put. But he strides forth eventually. He says, "Rise!"
Yeah. Okay. So
Guys.
that wasn't an awesome. That may have been the best plan, but okay. Can't take it back.
A good test.
Praise be Sigmar. Praise be. And Sigmar says, "Good. Children of the Empire. My council and I must travel with haste north, up the River Reich."
Yeah. Right.
Yes. Praise be Sigmar. Of course. We shall need provision and transportation. Yes, Sigmar. Oh, praise be. Of course. We shall gather supplies immediately. And there's just a flurry of movement as the priests start giving orders and people start scurrying about to try
and Sigmar would
provision.
Appreciate less praise bees.
And also, Sigmar thinks that everyone should have peace or something.
Mina's a provisional member of the council.
Sigmar turns to Indigo and he says, "Yes, this goes well.
I think good. I think a good test, and we see how people will react. I think it's a little lavish. It seemed a little lavish.
It did seem.
Oh,
how are you doing, Sigmar?
Not you.
know?
Yeah. What? How do you think that went?
I think it's fine.
Doing okay?
Okay.
I'm accustomed to those members of the Empire submitting to my will.
Okay.
Cool.
Well,
all right. Okay.
I am the
As
Emperor.
long as you're feeling good.
You are the Emperor.
Yeah.
They all recognize that very quickly. That was not what I expected.
I thought we'd have to
They soon have gathered forth there in the center of town between the inn and the temple some horses laden with packs, and there's a good number of people milling about. Sigmar comes out of the temple and looks and good fine animals. He inspects the horses. He looks in their mouths. Good good strong beast.
That's our God Sigmar.
He's hands-on.
He picks one of them. And swings a leg over and mounts up. He says, "Come, my faithful.
Right.
Let us journey north."
Yeah.
Let's
go.
Right, so you follow him and you get on some horses and you start walking to the north, and you find a small group of people start to follow you.
Yeah. That should have seen that one
That's what I
coming.
was afraid of.
I'll handle this.
At least
Yes. Wait,
Oh.
Wait, no. Oh. Not like that. Wait.
What?
No, there's one or two extra people in my opinion, and frankly, I could use a rest. So if a couple of them happen to,
No,
little-
maybe not when we're
God, I
walking
think
with
that's fine.
Sigmar.
Yeah. Safest place in the world.
you got this. Yeah.
You begin your journey north along the road that follows the Upper Reich north towards Nuln. You find that despite any efforts to the contrary, Yeffi, you feel hale and hearty, and despite this, the crowd that follows you from village to village begins to swell.
Yeah, they do.
Soon you find yourselves just wrapped up in a huge event as people, word seems to spread regardless, and the resplendent Sigmar arriving in each village just draws forth more and more people, more followers, and he seems to not be able to help himself as people ask him things, questions and whatnot. He regales them with tales So there's similar tales that any of you would have heard at any temple of Sigmar.
That's fine.
Of his of his past, of his rise to power, and his promises to rid the world of chaos and reunite the Empire. And it seems to be catching on like wildfire. Everyone's very excited.
This is going
it
great.
almost
This is good.
becomes
Yeah,
like
you want
celebratory, like a celebratory procession that you find yourselves parts of as you are slowly making your way up the river.
Try to keep an eye throughout the way on Sigmar's mental health and avoid any conversations about godhood.
Yeah. How many babies does he have to
Yeah.
He seems to be doing reasonably well.
I mean, who knew God needed a horse to get around, or a boat, or a ship? I'm glad they have
these
such
points up.
a lot of reasons.
Exact,
What?
Yeah.
What?
Don't say anything like that.
Oh,
Even
Yeah,
we don't
so
need a horse to get around.
that's too bad about that old man who couldn't make the whole trip. He just kind of fell behind. I remember him. He just.
I like to imagine Bruno spends a lot of his time burying corpses.
He was just, he got a little tired, It's okay. He got blessed by Sigmar.
Gets a real Igor thing going on with like a hunchback throughout the way. Too much manual labor.
I guess the real test is when we get to Nuln.
That's really where it's going to be.
Yeah.
Are you guys sure we don't? Are you guys sure we don't have to kill a god? I feel like he's not really a god, right? Right?
No,
It's him.
he's also way more powerful than us, and
Yeah.
I don't know what.
God or not, he did really fuck up that dragon, like without even a fight. So yeah.
We could not. We literally could not. So unless he kills himself, he smites himself. I guess we could have convinced him to retire. We didn't do that, so now we're going to be on his council.
About
That seems good.
2 weeks later, you have made your way further up the Reich. It's relatively relaxing. You find yourselves in bigger and bigger camps. You're always near to Sigmar, who is always welcome anytime you stop at anytime you come by a roadside tavern or to a town. He's immediately given the best available amenities. So it's a very, very relaxing journey. So you guys can have 2 weeks of natural healing if anybody's wounded.
Oh baby, nice.
Oh yeah.
Super wounded.
What is that? 2d6?
I believe it's just your toughness bonus. I think it's just your toughness. I believe it's no dice. Just toughness bonus.
If you're not
or
tough,
maybe level, or was it level? Might have been
Level
level
plus
plus
toughness
toughness
bonus.
bonus.
I'm going to assume it's at least
Okay.
4.
I'm going to assume it's at least 2.
Nice. Okay.
You reach the town of Fildorf,
Eldorf.
where the River Sol
Exactly.
splits off the the River Reich, and here there's a large ferry here, or there's several ferries that shuttle people across the river to the town on the north side of the river. As you approach the ferry station, there's of course a huge crowd around you at this point, so it's clearly going to take many trips to ferry everyone across the river. You can see there appears to be something of a crowd on the opposite bank.
Yeah, it's
Well-
else.
This is great. This is great. This is great. You know what? He's gonna bust a bunch of heads, and he's gonna sit down to rule, and he's gonna get super bored with it, and he's gonna turn to his favorite advisor, Indigo, and say, "Hey, do you mind?" And we're gonna be back where we started. It's gonna be great.
That's optimistic.
Yeah.
What sorts of people can we see across the river? What they look like?
It just looks like a crowd of people at this place. It's distant enough. The river is wide enough that you can't quite make out much detail, but you can see there's a crowd of people there, sort of gathered around the dock. There's a ferry here, ready to shuttle the first group across.
Maybe
but
Sigmar's
you
closest
see this.
advisors. Oh, sorry. Go ahead now.
Yeah. You're approaching this, so you can certainly guide this however you want.
Maybe Sigmar's closest advisors should go across first. Just check out that crowd. Indigo. Yeah, without Sigmar, maybe.
Yeah.
Sigmar,
Now-
maybe hang back for a second.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
what are we
things
gonna
out.
do? What are we gonna do if we find something? Is he gonna come back? You gonna signal to Sigmar? How's that gonna? I guess that's what we could do. I'm finding it difficult to look at running water. Is anyone else having that issue where you go and you look at running water and you just don't want to go across it?
Man.
Like it just freaks you out. I'm getting.
You maybe want to hop in the backpack for now, actually,
Okay.
while we deal with this. Yeah.
I used to have that as a boy, Yeffy. What my father did was he just threw me into the river.
That's
and then I learned
absolutely
how-
not what we're going to do. We are 100% not going to do that.
Jeez, this is harsh, Indigo. Jeez, I'm getting back my backpack.
I mean, I'm a pretty good swimmer at this point, so it worked.
I mean,
Have
we
you
have
seen-
to all admit that Indigo is the most well-adjusted of all of us.
Yeffy,
It's a
Whatever his
low
parents-
bar. It's a low bar.
Yeffy climbing into the backpack. Is it just the four of you that are approaching the ferry then?
That was my idea. I don't know. I
Okay.
actually want to go along with this.
You have enough influence at this point. Sigmar clearly trusts what you're saying, and the crowd certainly recognizes you as his counsel.
This is so great.
That you feel pretty confident if you say we're going to go ahead and cross the river first and make sure that everyone's ready for your arrival. That Sigmar says, He turns to the crowd and he says, "Let me regale you with the tale of Black Tusk the Boar." And
that's good.
people gather around
Great one.
to hear his
Not
tale.
the 15th time I've heard that one.
Sorry to miss it.
Okay.
Is this actually what we want to do?
I think that's a good idea, just to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the three of you plus Yeffy in the backpack climb aboard the ferry. It does seem like it could take more people, and the ferryman looks a bit confused that more people aren't getting on the ferry. But you signal to him to cross, and he shrugs and begins pulling the little ferry across the river.
Not the
As you
Ulrich
start to
Sigmar.
drift across the river and look on the other side, you can see there's the docks, and there's a sizable crowd of people. And now as you start to get closer and you can start picking them out more, you do notice that there are some of them are carrying flags or banners that seem to have this symbol on them.
Oh, shit.
You notice a few of them are wearing what appear to be wolf pelts,
Yep.
or have
Yep.
streaks of
Okay.
white paint across their face.
You know what? Maybe we should just turn this ferry around.
He's gonna like them, right? He's gonna like them because he's
Are they gonna
Ulrichian.
like him?
Right, yeah.
They
I
might
don't
if
think
he's
so.
all like, "This is the way. This is the like, Ulrichians are
He could say,
awesome, and we shall
He
work
just
together."
says, yes, that's what he should say. So let's go back around and tell
That's
him to say
good.
that.
Okay,
I don't want to
gotcha.
get
Do
shot.
we want to try to talk to these guys first, or just about face right now?
Oh,
I'm mildly afraid these guys are going to kill us on the spot.
I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. Yeah.
That could happen.
Well, they don't know us.
They might
I
get
guess
us
they
from,
do now.
where we come from, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
I
weird.
also kind of imagine Bruno has manufactured some kind of chief advisor to Sigmar pin or something that we all wear.
He absolutely has.
Well, then what are we going to do? Are you not going to bring Sigmar over?
We're just going
No,
to
we'll bring
warn
Sigmar
him.
over.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Do they?
Cool.
Boy,
do these
the
people
world
look
was not
hostile?
ready for. Oh yeah, that's a good question.
So, are you asking the ferry even to stop and
About
pull the other
face.
direction?
I'm just asking you. Do the people look hostile? Like across the way, like, they look like they recognize
They're not
us
like
and us.
raising weapons or rattling swords and scabbards or anything like that. But it's just a group of people. But you do see some of them
curious.
holding banners or wearing wolf pelts.
And I'm not really sure. I really wasn't sure that we were competent enough for the adventure into the dungeon to save Sigmar. I'm definitely not sure we're competent enough to handle the political situation of the world.
Well, I mean, he's a politician. He can handle it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
To go.
Are we telling this ferryman to turn around?
Yeah, let's turn around.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we forgot our god. Could you just go back to the shore? We'll pick him up.
Oh, he's leaving. Oh,
Oh.
embarrassing.
Sigmar isn't here. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
He's supposed to be on this boat.
Oh, he's talking again. That's why. He's just talking.
Stop using
Probably.
the G word.
Turn back.
Yeah.
I'll have to charge you twice.
Go ahead.
That's fine.
That's totally
All
fine.
right.
Oh, man.
All right.
I pay
I
out
don't
of
like
20
it.
gold.
Excellent. He stops there mid-river and starts poling the opposite direction. Eventually, the ferry pulls up back on the shore where you started, and Sigmar and some more of the shall we say pushier followers come on over to see what's happened. What is it? Sigmar comes striding forth himself. What is it? Is there danger?
Closed door council meeting. Closed door.
It's not a real door, but assume you're on the other side of it.
Yeah, like emotional,
Right.
like at least
you convince the followers to back away. What is it?
So it is a good news and bad news. So good news, followers of Ulrich are over there, the
good.
Ulrichians.
Excellent.
This
Stout hunters.
Yes, they might have the wrong impression about you at first because of all the things that we've been talking about, right? They might think that you're here to cause some trouble, but you're not. We're all on the same side.
Yes. Those they might believe that you are worshippers of me, and as you said, there's strife between the worshippers of me and the worshippers of Ulrich, which I still find confusing because I worship Ulrich. You see,
It's been a long time. There's a lot of confusion. Yeah.
Do people not worship me and Ulrich at the same time?
They really should.
I mean, I worship Ulrich and more.
They really should.
Oh.
They really should do that.
They used
we'll bring
to.
politics
think.
to the people.
These are all great things to say to the Ulrichians over there. I think that's going to make them feel much better.
Yes. So
Some of them are becoming really
Mina.
zealot. Okay.
Oh,
Mina,
yeah.
you have that book on Empire history, yes?
I do have that book on Empire history. Yes.
Excellent. You seem to recall that the claims of the Sons of Ulrich. You remember the group, the Sons of Ulrich, that you've encountered before? That their claim is that the Sigmarites are practicing a heresy by claiming that Sigmar himself rose to godhood. Is essentially their claim that Sigmar should not be worshipped as a god because he's not a god. He was just a man.
This is the exact thing not to bring up.
So they are 100% accurate. Okay, cool. So,
You didn't know that.
And you recognize
that was a great climb out of the cave.
that symbol as the symbol of the Sons of Ulrich.
Oh, shit. They're the ones that are worshipping corn on the sly. There was the first time we met them, there was a demon. And when we talked to the corpse of that one that attacked the Grand Theogenist, he said that our Ulrich was going to that ancient corn.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Okay. So we explained this to Sigmar, yeah? Like, these people
That's what
believe you're not a god, which was totally in line with you, but we think that they're also secretly chaos worshippers. So we would like to not cause...
I thought we
people
agreed not to
strife.
say the G word to Sigmar.
I've said it anyway. I have a fellowship score of -1. What's wrong for me?
I'm trying to follow. Wait a minute. They don't believe I'm a god, which is correct.
Right.
So that should be good. But they
Right.
do secretly worship chaos, so we should kill them.
Possibly.
Well,
Possible.
the people on the very top definitely maybe do, but the people who are just in this village might just be a part. We don't know. Like, we don't want to just kill people willy-nilly, you know?
It could be mistaken,
Bad.
being misled.
Yeah, like
So
a bunch of the sons of
best thing
Ulrich
to
are
do-
going up to the... Sorry, go ahead.
Well,
is I think
perhaps then
to preach.
we should cross en masse with my great army and tell them to bend the knee or die.
I
that would be aggressive.
Go over there and say, hey, I think that Ulrich is amazing and that we should worship everyone, and I strive for peace personally, and also I have this massive hammer and could smite you. But we try for peace first.
Super
Yes, of
creative.
course. You give them the option to bend the knee first, yes.
Just maybe lead with how much you worship Ulrich,
Yes.
which is true.
Very well.
So,
Yeah, I just don't think violence is super the answer here. Which is crazy statement.
Unless it is.
From mine.
unless it
But
is, in which
given-
case, I feel
given-
good about our side of the violence.
I also feel good about that, yeah. I just think it would be cool if we didn't accidentally cause the murder of thousands of people. That'd be great.
Yes. But there seems to be a great number of them there upon the other side of the river.
Yes.
Yes? So tactically, we should not bring a small number of us across on this little boat you have here. Perhaps we should go upriver a bit, find a crossing for our entire army, and then arrive in town.
Man,
In
this
force.
guy is good. No
I
wonder
just wish
he
we
was
wouldn't
the
call it
emperor.
an army, because I just turn around and look, and there's like old people and like a baby.
Ah!
Ever decreasing number of old
It is-
people.
It is a cross section of life as you look back at the crowd that is gathered there. But
An army of faith.
Well, they shall prove their mettle, or battle shall weed out the weak.
Oh, he's gonna be
Wow.
great.
I was really rooting for you.
I still am. I still am pretty confident this is the right course of action.
Sigmar.
Yes.
Emperor
Yes.
Sigmar. Do you
But
want to
certainly
cause
just-
a? Do you want to cause a war? Because that's
No.
kind of what
No, of
what you're
course not.
saying is going to happen. They're going to fight you, and they're going to fight back, and then there'll be a war, and all these innocent people that are standing back here are going to die. They're going to spill a lot of blood. Okay, well, you know what? You just do what you need to do.
I do not wish to start a war, but if they are worshippers of chaos, then they should kill.
That's true.
Okay,
That's true.
but like,
We don't
Not all of
really
them.
verify.
well, here's what's going to
What
happen:
if?
is that even if all of these people were worshippers of chaos, and you got over there and you slaughtered them all, then some perfectly nice Ulrichian, like 3 doors down, is going to hear that Sigmar showed up and slaughtered a bunch of Ulrichians, and then they're going to turn around and kill a bunch of Sigmarites, and then people who worship you, who've never done anything wrong in their life, are going to get killed. I just
Everybody's done
feel
something
like
wrong.
that.
What is your
pretty accurate.
recommended course of action, Wizard Mina?
What if
That-
we lead not with the religious angle, which is dicey, and we lead instead,
Daisy?
which you are, the emperor. This is your
course,
empire.
yes.
They might be of different religions, but they are still
Well,
members
that's a
of
great
the
point.
empire. And you
That's a
come
great
not as a god, which you don't. We, again, like our plan elsewhere, we stick to the facts. You come as the emperor, here to banish chaos.
Yes.
That's a great
Regardless
point.
of I think this is wise counsel, Indigo. I think this is wise counsel.
As always.
But I still believe
always.
that when we deliver this message, we should deliver it with all my people behind me, and not just the 5 of us.
Oh, we can fill the whole boat. Why don't we do the 5 of us, and then we fill the boat with whoever is the strongest amongst your, like the strongest, most burly men. And then
I would feel better if there were more of us than are there on the other side.
That's great tactics. No wonder.
We have enough boats?
No. That is why I am suggesting we travel upriver and find another crossing.
Find a crossing, right.
That looks kind of coward. Okay, you know what? You're emperors.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. And in fact, we probably have locals who will know if there's a fordable section of the river.
Yes, good. Wise counsel, Doctor.
Oh, forgot to address that. All right, that's fine.
What were you going to say, Effie?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about later.
You know,
it's a win-win for Effie.
Man. Oh, man.
Ford the river and start a war. What was our party goal again? Let's go.
Stop a civil war, which means it could just end, right? I mean, it
I
ends.
should have put it as start a civil war. We would have been much better at
Our
that.
mistake.
Yep.
Pick an emperor at random. We should have gone with that one.
I'm still a little confused that, like, with the corn stuff, he said that the Elricians was with a demon. Were they with the demon, or was it the Sigmarites were putting a witch to death, and that witch turned out to be a demon? But I don't know. They were just arguing about.
Well, the Ulrich or the Sons of Ulrich wanted our Ulrich to go to the forest where there is what we think is a big chaos symbol, and where they do blood sacrifices. So it seems like some amount of them.
Right, because you're right that when we were up north and we encountered that demon, it was just some witch.
Yeah, that's not
I don't think we ever confirmed if she was part of the Sons of Ulrich or not.
There's some of them in one.
We'll, Sigmar has moved back to amongst his many followers and is beginning to instruct them to start heading up the river, and is querying who might be from around the area and might know of a good place for their large group to ford the river altogether. And that's where we will leave for tonight.
The eve of Civil War.
Wow, that was an interesting one.
This game took a hard turn.
That was quite the man.
Also, enjoyable challenge to roleplay Sigmar. Thank you. Thank you for this.
Great job.
Totally worth it to read the live chat for this episode, which is also got me cracking up a couple of times. So.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Well,
it sounds like
we're
a
gonna
delicious
ruin the
episode
world somehow. Yeah, we're gonna
really
ruin society.
Go home, guys.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on tonight's adventure.
Oh my god!
We will see how this unfolds next week. Until then, good night, and see you later.
Hey everyone, enjoy the buffet.